Hello dear students of class 9th, welcome to economics class. I hope all of you are fit and healthy. Students, in this video, I shall be continuing with the 4th chapter from your economics book, that is Food Security in India. Students, in the previous video, I explained you that how food is distributed to the needy. I told you that food is distributed with the help of ration shops. It is distributed through ration shops, and there are over 5.5 lakh ration shops in our country, and through these ration shops food is distributed to the poor, to the needy, and any person holding a ration card can avail a stipulated amount of food grains from the ration shops. I also told you that there are 3 types of cards. First is Antyodaya card, second is BPL card, and the third one is APL card. Antyodaya card is for the poorest of the poor, BPL card is for the people who are below poverty line, and APL card is for the people who are above poverty line. So a person having a ration card can easily avail a stipulated amount of food grains from the nearby ration shop. This much I already explained you in the previous video. Now students, the question is why ration shops are necessary. This is our topic for today. Why ration shops are necessary? Why are they so important? Or what role do they play in providing food, in distributing food to the poor? Students, let me tell you that rationing is very important, and you know, rationing was introduced after the Bengal famine in 1940s. Why it was introduced after the Bengal famine? Because I hope you remember, I already told you that about 30 lakh people died in that famine because of starvation. So because of that, the government thought that it is very important to have rationing. It is very important to have ration shops so that nobody in the country dies of hunger. Nobody in the country dies because of starvation. So that is why it is very important in a country to have ration shops in almost every locality. So this is one reason. Also students, due to acute food shortage during the 1960s and prior to the Green Revolution, rationing was done, or it was revived. A robust mechanism was made because soon after independence we were facing food shortage, acute food shortage, and because of them people were dying, people were starving, and that time Green Revolution was also not introduced. So the government thought that we have to plan something, we have to do something, otherwise the citizens, the residents of the country, they will not be able to survive, they will not be able to live with dignity, with respect. So that is why rationing was done. So I hope you understood that why ration shops are so important, the importance of ration shops. Also, let me tell you that 3 important food intervention programs were introduced. Why? Due to high incidence of poverty levels as reported by NSSO. Now, what do you understand by NSSO? I already explained you about this in the previous chapter. The full form of NSSO is National Sample Survey Organization. So as per the reports from NSSO, 3 important food intervention programs were introduced by the Indian government, and the 3 programs were, as you can see on the screen. The first one was Public Distribution System, PDS. Second, Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS. That means it is basically related to children, related to pregnant women, related to newborn babies and feeding mothers. And the third one is Food for Health, FFW, in the year 1997-98. So these programs were launched, these programs were introduced so that everything in the country goes in a smooth manner. Functioning can be done smoothly. Nobody dies of hunger. The situation of hunger, the situation of poverty can be controlled. So that is why the government took these 3 steps, or these 3 programs were launched. Also students, let me tell you that at present there are several poverty alleviation programs. For example, midday meal, this is related to food. Then we have targeted anti-poverty program, and several other programs are launched by the government so that there is sufficient food available to everybody. I am saying again. So students, these programs are launched so that everything goes smoothly in the country. Nobody should be left starving. Everybody must get proper healthy food. So that is why these programs were launched. So I hope till here points are clear to everybody. Now students, let's move to the next topic, that is current status of PDS, that is public distribution system. See, why I am explaining you the current status? I am explaining you the current status of PDS because this PDS has been evolved over a period of time. Several reforms have been made in this system. That is why it is important for us to study about the current status, that what is the current status. And in order to study about the current status, we need to see from the starting point that how it started, in which years it started, and who all were targeted. So we will start from there. So as you can see students, a chart is provided, and in this chart the complete evolution process, how PDS evolved in our country, is mentioned. So I will be explaining you with the help of this chart. So first of all students, what happened? Initially PDS coverage was universal up to 1992. Means till 1992 everybody got food grains at the same rate, irrespective of the poor or non-poor. That means no discrimination was made between the poor and the non-poor. Everybody, universal means everybody could approach, everybody could get. So universally everybody got food grains at the same price. And let me tell you that the price of wheat that time was rupees 2.34 and the price of rice was rupees 2.89. So this was the issue price, and on this price everybody got food grains. So I hope the first one is clear to everybody. Now after 1992 what happened? Till 1992 everything was universal, but in the year 1992 things were reformed, things were changed, or renovation was there, improvement was there, and then came revamped public distribution system. Initially it started with public distribution system, and then came revamped public distribution system in the year 1992, and in this it targeted the remote and backward area. Alright, and in this about 1700 blocks were identified, and per family 20 kg food grains were provided, and the weight and the rate of wheat was 2.80 and the price of rice was rupees 3.77. So I hope the second evolution or the second step of how it evolved is clear to everybody. First it was universally distributed, and in the year 1992 this program got revamped and it targeted the backward areas, the remote areas. Alright. And then students, from June 1997 targeted PDS was focused. That means targeting the poor in all areas. See, when I talk about revamped public distribution system, in that 1700 blocks were identified, but here in this evolution, or in this, at this phase, in those areas, the poorest people, they were identified, that who are the poorest of the poor. They were targeted. Some were BPL, that means below poverty line, and some were above poverty line. Alright, and the quantity of food grains to be distributed was 35 kg per family. Alright, and if I talk about the price, then for the BPL, the price of wheat was rupees 4.15 and the price of rice was 5.65. And if I talk about the APL, that means above poverty line, then for them the price of wheat was rupees 6.10 and the price of rice was 8.30. So this was in the year 1997. Now after that also evolution happened, changed happened, improvements happened. Now further in the year 2000, what happened? Antyodaya Anna Yojana was launched, and in the year 2002, another scheme, another program, that is Annapurna Anna Yojana was launched. Now we will be seeing that what are these two schemes. See, these two are also very important schemes. First, let me talk about Antyodaya Anna Yojana. See, from this word only you can identify the meaning. Antyodaya, Ant means last, that means it targeted the poorest of the poor. The person who is standing at the end of the line, who is standing at the last, should get the benefits of the scheme, should get the benefits of the policies. So this is the motive of Antyodaya Anna Yojana. That means the poorest of the poor should get. Anna means food grains. So the poorest of the poor should get food grains. That person should also be able to afford, that person should also be able to receive the or procure the food grains. So this was the motive of this program. That means Antyodaya Anna Yojana. So this basically targeted the poorest of the poor. And initially 25 kg food grains were provided, which increased to 35 per kg. And if I talk about the price, then the price of wheat was rupees 2 per kg and the price of rice was rupees 3 per kg. Alright, and it targeted around 1 crore people. Alright, so I hope this program is clear to everybody. Now let's come to the year 2002, in which Annapurna Anna Yojana was launched. See, Annapurna Anna Yojana focused the indigent senior citizens. Basically, senior citizens were focused in this program. Alright, and in this 10 kg food grains were provided for free to the senior citizens. Alright, and students, these two schemes, they were linked with the existing network of public distribution system. And this way these two schemes were implemented. After this, students, in the year 2013, National Food Security Act came up. In this, priority households were targeted. And in this, according to this act, 5 kg per person per month was given food grains. I am saying again. And in this act, students, per month per person was given and in this act, 5 kg per person per month of food grains were given to the citizens. Alright, and the price of wheat was rupees 2 per kg, the price of rice was rupees 3 per kg, and the price of coarse grains were rupees 1 per kg. Now, what is the goal, what is the aim of this act, why this act was launched? So, as you can see, students, points are mentioned that this act provides for food and nutritional security life at affordable prices and enables people to live a life with dignity. And under this act, 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population have been categorized as eligible households for food security. So, this is why this act was brought by the government of India. So, I hope the evolution of PDS, public distribution system, is clear to everybody. That means initially everybody was provided food grains at fair price, but gradually it targeted a specific people. It targeted the poorest of the poor who actually needed help, who actually wanted, oh, I'm saying again. See, as you can see here that initially this PDS, public distribution system, it was universal. That means anybody could avail this and everybody got food grains at fair price. But gradually this evolved and it targeted specific section of the society, that means the poorest of the poor. So, I hope this complete evolution of public distribution system is clear to everybody. Now, students, I will be explaining you about the advantages of PDS. What are the advantages? What are the merits of public distribution system? See, when it comes to the advantages of public distribution system, then this is also a very important topic, because direct question comes in your examination regarding this. Question may come to write 3 points or 3 advantages of public distribution system. Then you should be ready with the answer. So, students, let us see the first advantages of public distribution system. So, the first advantage is stabilization of prices. Now, how it stabilizes the prices? See, it is an effective instrument in stabilizing prices and making food available to consumers at affordable prices. That means, even if the prices are increasing, that will not affect the ration shops, the poor people. See, continuously prices are going very high, and it is not possible for the poorest of the poor or the weaker section, the people who are financially not so strong, it is not possible for them to purchase at that price. So, with the help of public distribution system through ration shops, food is supplied, food is given at a stable price. A price is fixed that on this price only food will be distributed, and because of this the poor people, they can easily afford food and food is available to them. So, this is the first advantage. Now, the second one, it helps in preventing widespread hunger and famine by supplying food from surplus region of the country to the deficit ones. See, for example, because of Green Revolution, Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh, they have surplus food grains, especially if I talk about wheat. But if I talk about other regions, for example, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, then the production is not that much. It has not increased to that extent. So, they are deficit areas. So, since Punjab and Haryana, they are having sufficient food grains. So, from that area, from those areas, food can be transferred or it can be given to the areas that really need them, the deficit areas. So, this is also one important advantage. And through this, famine or hunger can be prevented. People will not die because of starvation, because of hunger, because sufficient food grains are available in the country, in some part of the country, in some region of the country. Now, let us see the last point, the third point, that is minimum support price and procurement has contributed to an increase in food grain production and provided income security to farmers in certain regions. See, farmers are aware that they will be provided a particular price for a particular crop, a particular product. For example, let us take wheat. Then if the government has announced that okay, we will procure wheat at rupees 30 per kg from the farmers, then farmers are assured that okay, we will get 30 per kg no matter what the situation is, no matter what the weather condition is. If we have grown, if we have worked hard, then we will be paid for that. Our hard work will not go in vain. So they feel motivated, they feel encouraged, and they want to produce more food grains. They are secured that even if surplus production will be there. See, because in case of surplus production, what happens, if the supply is more, if more production is there, then the price automatically goes down and the farmer has to bear the loss. So in that case also, but here the farmers are assured that even if surplus production is done, then also they will get the same price. They will not have to sell their food grains at a lower price. So because of which they are encouraged, they are motivated, they are assured, they are secured financially that okay, if we are growing, if we are producing, then definitely we will get the pre-announced price of that product. So farmers are actually willing to produce more. So these are the advantages of public distribution system. So I hope all the advantages are clear to everybody. Students, in the next video I shall be explaining you the challenges faced by public distribution system. Alright, till then, thank you so much, stay connected and stay safe.